It's not about you becoming another Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
The world already has one Stanley. They don't need another. The world needs the best you that you can be. That's what the world needs. That's what the world wants.
Welcome to the Metamorphosis Project Podcast. I'm your host, Tenya Eickenberg, and this is a space where transformation begins. Welcome back to the Metamorphosis Project Podcast. I am Tenya, your host, and with me today I have Stanley. Stanley, welcome to the podcast.
Nice to be here. Thank you, Tina.
So, Stanley, you have quite an amazing story. It's a story that has spanned almost 20 years.
Well, depends on where you want to start. It's gone almost 50 years if you want to start at the beginning. But if you want to start where it got really, there's been good parts all along. But yeah, the last 17 years is where I really woke up. So
Okay.
it all depends on where you want to start.
Well, where do you typically like to start?
I'll have board. I'll give you the quick.
Okay.
Okay. My life has been the shaping traumatic event in my life was my mother died when I was 8.
Mm,
And I turned stone cold when that happened. I did not cry. I was living with my massively obese father, and we both ate ourselves into oblivion. And I just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I embarked on a life of obesity.
hmm
Um, some healing. There's two stories here. I'll talk about my personal healing journey first, and then
Okay.
I'll talk about how the weight loss ties in. Okay. 28, 29, 30 years after she died. Life sometimes presents us with an opportunity to heal. Um, there's my aunt died,
Oh, there we go.
and I went to the funeral. And when I was at the funeral, I walked into the cemetery. There was there was a 9-year-old boy and a 6-year-old boy there. They were my cousins. I'd never met them before. And I looked at the 6-year-old. He was standing there stone cold at the funeral by himself, not crying, dumbfounded look on his face. And I looked at him and I said, "That's me." So essentially, I met myself.
Mm,
And and mind you, at my mother's funeral, I did no crying, none whatsoever.
hmm
As I said, I was stone cold. Would you care to guess what I did when I saw that boy?
I can't even guess.
I walked up to him. I told him, "I know exactly how you feel." I told him how when I was around his age, my mother died, and I felt the same way you feel. You don't know what to feel. You don't know what to think. And I put my arms around him and I told him it's okay to cry. And I did not let go until he cried.
Mm,
So, and all the tears that did not come out at my mother's funeral came out at that funeral.
hmm
So life presented me with an opportunity to heal in that regard. And I'll give you a little side note to that part of the story to show you how raw the experience was for me at the time. There was an elderly gentleman there at the funeral who did not like seeing kids in cemeteries. Some people don't believe kids should be in cemeteries.
Yeah.
He sat there and says, "What are these kids doing here in this cemetery?" Well, I snapped. One of the very few times in my life where I literally snapped. Is it okay if I use slightly colorful language here?
Absolutely.
Okay. I sat there and I said, "That was their grandmother. If there's anybody who belongs here at this funeral, it's those two kids. And if there's anybody who doesn't belong here at this funeral, it's you, you son of a bitch. You can get out of here right now." Can you believe that? I called him a son of a bitch. He shut up and he did not say another word. So not only did I have the chance to take hold of my younger self
hmm
and to show my younger self some love, I had the chance to stand up for my younger self
Yeah.
and to speak out and express the raw emotional anger
hmm
that was obviously buried in me. I mean, he didn't strike a nerve. He struck the nerve and banged it with a hammer about 58 times. The way that hit me.
I want
And
to I want to I want to point out real quick before you go on that that is such an interesting way to take a look at it, because a lot of times when we're told you have to do the inner work, you need to hug your inner child, you need to talk to your inner child to help heal that aspect. But rarely does anybody say, there may come an opportunity where you get to stand up for somebody else
yeah,
who is going through the same thing you went through as a kid, and that can also be healing.
I mean, I had gone to therapy before where I talked to my younger child,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing hit me like that experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was life serving me the opportunity of all opportunities
Yeah.
is what that was, and taking advantage of it when it was there. Um, then the tail end of that healing journey, uh, 3, 4 months before COVID shutdown hit, I was down in Galveston, Texas on some business. I was in Houston. I drove down to Galveston because I had time. I visited my childhood home. I went to the cemetery. It was the week before Christmas. It was a beautiful sunny day. The sun was directly overhead. It was right around noon. I laid down on the grave between my mother and father. I told them everything I've done in my life. I told them I think you would be proud of me. And I thanked them for everything they did for me. And I forgave them for everything they did to me
Mm-hmm.
because they were not perfect individuals. I had anger for many years that my mother did not tell me she was dying.
Mm.
I was a bright, inquisitive kid, and I still to this day think she should have prepared me for what was coming. But if you look at it from her perspective, how hard is it for a 48-year-old woman to tell her 8-year-old son that she's dying?
Yeah.
That's a pretty hard thing to do.
Yeah.
So I'll cut her some slack and I'll forgive her for that.
Yeah. Yeah. When you understand that your parents are going through their own shit,
Yeah.
it really changes your perspective,
You
and
mean they're
you're
human being? Your
right,
parents are human beings?
right,
Oh
right.
my, oh my.
Yeah, yeah. And even other adults, right? When our siblings, our friends, even strangers, when they're disrespectful or they say something that we find offensive, when we can step back and go, you know what? We don't know what stuff they've been through. We don't know where this is coming from. It really has nothing to do with us in that moment.
I had an example of that yesterday on something I'm dealing with in in my I'm president of my homeowners association. And I
Oh,
got
good luck.
and I got yeah, and I got somebody who heaped a bunch of shit on me. And the first thing I said to myself, what shit are they going through for them to heap this on me?
Right.
And that's the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
And but then the next thing was I don't deserve this either.
Right. Right.
Okay,
Yeah. It doesn't change the fact that
it's
you
wrong.
know it's wrong, but you have a better understanding,
Yeah.
and you can let it go. You can let that
Yeah.
shit go.
Stay calm.
Yeah.
Calm is where your power is.
Absolutely.
Now, so back to when I was 8 years old, I'm left living with my massively obese father, who all he knew, he had fifth grade education, all he knew was the value of hard work, stay out of trouble, go to school, get your schoolwork done, make good grades in school so you can live a better life than I've lived.
Hmm.
And he provided for me. That's all he knew.
Yeah.
He didn't know proper nutrition. He didn't know to realize I had emotional issues. And back then in 1967, how many people went to counselors?
Not many.
No, not nearly as many as now.
Yeah.
Um, so, a lot of things like that. So I forgave him for that too,
Hmm.
and so that's all good. So that's that healing part. So now let's jump to 4 months before my 50th birthday.
I'll be 50 this year.
Oh, you're a baby. I'm 66 and I'm a baby.
You are a baby.
If you take care of yourself, you get younger, not
Oh,
older.
I have realized that.
We can talk about that too if you want, publicly or privately. But but I was 320 pounds at the time. I wasn't at my max. My max was a few years earlier, I was 367. This is when I was at
Okay.
my max, but I was 320. And I asked myself, where am I going to be in 5 years if I keep going where I'm going? Care to guess what the answer was?
Is it back at the cemetery?
Dead. And guess what? I didn't want to be dead. So I said, I need to make some changes. And since that time, I've learned to realize that I don't even need to make changes. I get to make changes. It was my
Hmm.
opportunity, my privilege to make changes because I was still breathing and I was still alive.
Hmm.
As long as you're alive, you have the opportunity to change. When you're dead, opportunity's gone.
Right.
So I said, I told my wife, I'm going to start eating better now. And I'm going to start exercising daily now or trying to exercise, depending on how my body felt
Right.
now. And my exercise of choice is going to be walking. I picked walking because I figured you didn't need a lot of special equipment. You could do it almost anywhere, almost any time,
Yep.
and it wouldn't beat my body up as much as a lot of other forms of exercise.
Right.
So and now, so I had what I call the wake up call. And that wasn't the first time I'd had the wake up call. But I told myself the truth. The truth was I was committing slowicide.
Mm.
I was slowly eating myself to death.
Yep.
Now, but here's the important second part. I acted upon what I told myself. That was not the first
You took
time
action.
yes, that was not the first time I told myself I needed to do something. It was
Right.
the first time I took permanent action, not
Hmm.
temporary action. I didn't go on a diet. I started creating what I didn't realize at the time was a lifestyle change. So I said, I'm going to start eating better now. Some of the first things I did were I quit drinking scotch. I was drinking scotch almost every day. I won't say I was an alcoholic, but I will definitely say I was drinking too much. And I will definitely say I was serving the scotch and it was not serving me. Oh,
Hmm.
there's your kitty cat.
Yep.
Um, so I am so I quit drinking scotch. And because I believe in symbolism, I took my last bottle of scotch, poured it down the toilet, hit flush. Then 2 liter bottles of soda pop.
Hmm.
I was drinking three of those a day.
Wow.
Yes, but they were diet caffeine free, so surely they were healthy, right? No, that's marketing garbage that's fed
Yeah.
to us. No,
Yep.
not healthy. Took my last bottle, poured it down the toilet, hit flush. More symbolism. Then I said, I need to make a nutritional change. And the only one I could think of at the time was I like chicken and turkey. So I said, I'm going to quit eating beef and pork. So I quit eating beef and pork
Hmm.
and did that. And then I started walking. By my 50th birthday, I'd lost close to 50 pounds,
Nice.
beginning to feel a little better. Kept going. After about, few years, I said, I'm ready to make another push. My walking activity had picked up. My energy was getting better, feeling better. I said, I need to make another nutritional change. I gave up chicken and turkey. I went vegetarian.
Mm.
That was 12 years ago, a
Okay.
little over 12 years ago. I went vegetarian. Since that time I went vegetarian, I have been sick one time
Hmm.
in the 12 years. About 4 years into the process, 8 years ago, I was sick for 3 days. That's it.
Yeah.
And that includes getting exposed to COVID. And my wife brought COVID home. She picked it up in the airport. And for 2 days, I felt like I was about 75%. I felt a little cruddy,
Right.
but I still continued my walking. I kept doing what I was doing, and my body threw it off.
Yeah. Yeah, because you
Not-
built up your immune system by eating healthy, exercising, all of
yeah.
that stuff.
Yes, but it gets better. 5 years into the vegetarian process, I couldn't get my weight below 180 pounds. And it wasn't stable. It'd go 180, 190, 200, 190, 200, 180. It wasn't
Right.
stable. And I couldn't get it below 180. So all while I was walking, at that point, I was walking 10 to 15 miles every day.
Wow.
And I said, I'm a little nutso with the walking, but I love it and I enjoy it and it has saved my life. And we're going to talk
Hmm.
about that in a few minutes. But I am, and how much walking you need to do. You don't need to walk as much as I do.
Yeah.
I do as much as I do because I'm still trying to discover my limits. I haven't found them yet. Now, so I said, I can't get below 180. I'm doing something wrong. So I gave up butter, cheese, and ice cream.
Gave up dairy.
Essentially, I went vegan,
Okay.
but I was still eating processed food, which I don't do anymore. I don't believe in that. But I was doing that. I've lost 50 pounds in like 5 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, the weight, I just melted.
Yep.
The weight came right off. So that was what the barrier was. And I got too skinny. If you believe, I went from being massively obese to too skinny. I got down to 128.
Wow.
As I say, I went from becoming the biggest person in the room to the smallest person in the room.
Right.
I got down to 128 and I said, that's too skinny. Since that time, I've gotten back up to about 145 with muscle, not
Hmm.
with fat. And but I needed to do that to get the fat off my body
Right.
without drugs and surgery. And I feel fantastic. I'm 66. I feel like I'm 35.
Nice.
My blood work number, except I wasn't in this good a shape when I was 35. I weigh less than I did when I was 12 or 13 years old, and I have found some pictures to prove it. I don't know if that's good or disgusting. I'm not sure which or both. Um, but I am. I just had my physical about 3, 4 weeks ago, and my blood work numbers are off the charts. They're better than I'd put them up against any 30-year-old.
That's wonderful.
And yeah, and my doctor says keep doing what you're doing,
Hmm.
and so I'm all about now. I've become a person who is all about healthy nutrition and movement, exercise,
Hmm.
specifically walking. But I want to define nutrition. I want to expand on the definition of nutrition.
Sure.
Nutrition is not just what you put in your mouth.
No.
It's the thoughts you put in your head. It's the environment you create for yourself.
Hmm.
It's the people you associate with, the people you surround yourself with. It's the experiences you have. It's everything. That's nutrition. And I do my best to make sure I associate myself with positive things. And I'm very fortunate. I'm a stage in my life, 66, where I don't have to work.
Yeah.
I'm working now. I'm getting up every day. I'm working because I want to. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. It gets a little tiring sometimes, but I enjoy it. I'm doing what I want to do. I am helping people. I am changing lives. I am helping to make the world a better place, one person at a time.
And that's how it's done.
Yeah, it is. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
How do you move a mountain?
Well, you got to have friends to move a mountain.
You move a mountain you move a mountain one stone at a time.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Um, you know, it's how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Same 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 thing.
You take baby steps.
Yeah, you do. So the things I've learned out of the process is get started.
Yeah.
And once you get started, do not stop and realize you are not perfect. And that's okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is excellence. You're not perfect. You are going to screw up. I can promise you, you're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to screw up. You're going to screw up royally. But mistakes are proof that you're trying.
Hmm.
Keep going. Learn from the mistakes. Do better. You have one goal. Beat yesterday. Be better today than you were yesterday, better tomorrow than you were today. But
Yep.
realize you're not going to always do that.
Yeah.
Some
You do the best you can. And
but don't stop.
right. Right. Yeah. If you can't go 5,000 steps that day, go for 4.
Yeah.
keep the consistency going.
Just move.
And
Do
listen,
5 minutes. If you can't walk, if you even walk 5 minutes, just do something.
right.
Do what you can. Now, with all this said and done, totem animals, my role models. Would you care to guess what my totem animal is? What describes my personality? I'm going to show you in a second.
Gosh, the bear is what came in my head first. A snail.
Steady, diligent,
Yep.
persistent, gets where it's going no matter how long it takes. Stubborn, diligent, persistent. Keep going. Now, we talked about, I've told you what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about what you should do, what I advocate for people. And I'm going to put this from just a general health perspective, because some people may want to lose weight, other people may just want to be healthy.
Right.
Okay? Applies to the same thing. Eat a little bit less processed food. I'm not saying totally eliminate processed food. I'm not saying never have a hamburger, although personally I don't think you should, but that's not the point. The point is less. Less processed food, more natural, healthy food. As they say, if it's a plant, eat it. If it came from a plant, you may not want to eat it.
Mm.
If it was made in a plant, you might not want to eat it. So
There is that.
yeah. So so eat a little bit better quality food.
Mm-hmm.
Quit eating 5 hours before you go to bed. No snacks late at night. Just quit eating 5 hours before you go to bed. Don't take your food to bed with you. Let your body have time to digest your food that you have eaten. Your body will thank you for it. And then the third thing is walk 20 minutes a day. If you can't do 20, do 10. If you can't do 10, do 5. But walk at least 20 minutes every day. 3 things. Eat less junk. And definition of junk. Do you know what you get if you take the S out of fast food?
You get fat.
Fat food. Yeah.
Yep.
And you said less junk, quit eating 5 hours before you go to bed, walk 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. If every able-bodied person would do that, do you think we'd be healthier as a country, as a world?
I can see how we would be healthier as a country
Yeah.
if we took part in that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's simple, but nobody says that. Well,
Well,
not a lot,
they're
not a
all
lot of people.
programmed to think that some fast food is healthy, that some processed food is healthy, and that comes from the media, and
It's the marketing. It's all
sometimes it's really hard to break that programming when somebody hasn't shown you.
all about the money.
It is. It is.
And let me ask you a question. Or make a statement. All of the books on my website, all the materials on my website are free. If you would like to hire me to work with you privately, you're welcome to do that, but you don't have to. I make all my materials there for free. It's not that I don't love money. I love money. It's the mission is more important than the money. I do not want money to be a barrier to helping people. I am grateful for the life I have, for the life I've been able to create. It is my privilege, not my obligation, to give back to other people, to help other people. So you've got all this stuff there available for free. Now, let me ask you this. We're talking about marketing and media and everything. That's all coming from people who want your money, money, money,
Right.
money. How much money am I asking you for? None.
Nothing.
None. Whose message do you trust a little bit? Should you trust a little bit more? My ulterior motives are different than the ulterior motives of the person who's marketing to you. My ulterior motives are to make the world a better place, and the way to do that is by helping you to make your life better. And I mean, those are my motives.
Those are good motives to have.
Yeah, thank you. I think so too. And I'm fortunate that I'm in a stage in life where those can be my motives.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do that.
They can't.
No, and I understand that, and I realize that. This is all, once again, it's not about being perfect. It's not about you becoming another Stanley. The world already has one Stanley. They don't need another. The world needs the best you. that you can be. That's what the world needs. That's what the world wants. And if we all do that, would be so much better. I mean, it really, it would be.
Hmm.
Does all this make sense?
It does make sense. It does. It sounds like a very simple, when you break it down like that, it's very simple to become a healthier person by limiting your processed foods, going for walks, and
And
just
not eating late at night.
and not eating late at night.
Yeah, that's it.
But those are going to be the three hardest things for people to break.
It's easy.
How did
We tell ourselves the wrong words.
you're
When
right.
when we tell ourselves it's hard, guess what? We're going to think it's hard.
Right.
I got,
So what would you
this was
tell
hard.
somebody? What would you tell somebody who says, this is hard for me. I can't do this. How would you help them through that?
Start. I understand it's hard for you. Get started. Do the best you can. Keep going. Beat yesterday. Do better today than you did yesterday. Better tomorrow than you did today. If you fail, which you are going to do because you're a human being, you have your own shit. You're going to be dealing with it. You're going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Pick yourself back up and keep going. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Keep going. That's what I tell them.
Yeah.
And, I told you, I gave you a quick run through of what my journey was. It wasn't a straight line. I messed up along the way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I had good days and bad days, but I kept going. That was
Yeah.
the one difference from previous times in my life when I had tried to lose weight.
Right.
I'd mess up and I'd quit. Here I kept going.
Yeah.
And that is where all the power lies.
Yeah. You start first of all, and
And
then you
never
just keep
stop.
going. Right. You never
Never
stop.
stop.
It's a great message.
That's the power. It's a simple message.
So is this your is it the way of excellence? Is that your
Yeah,
the
that's
what you have?
the main website is thewayofexcellence.com.
Okay.
If you please put that in the show notes.
Absolutely.
If you go there, it's free. You're going to be introduced to the Way of Excellence system.
Okay.
It's all nice and color coded. You can see the CPA in me. This is a very anal chart that I put together. It's nice and color coded.
Yep.
Although I'll tell you something funny about this. I noticed a couple of weeks ago, I was going through it. It's a good thing it's called the Way of Excellence and not the Way of Perfection. There is one word on this whole big chart, and I have a big version of it on the wall here and in the other room. It cost me $100 to print. It's 5 feet wide. Okay. There is one word misspelled in there, and
Oh my goodness.
I challenge you, if you go to the website, to go find it, download the chart and find it. But there's one word misspelled, and I asked myself, should I go correct it in all my books, in all my charts, on my
No,
websites and everything?
because
No.
it's
I
no.
said no, because this is the way of excellence. It's not the way of perfection. And it is symbolic that there is a misspelling in there, and it was meant to be.
Well, I think it exactly meant to be is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it's meant
It
to
is.
be, it is perfect.
No, it's
So
excellent. It's excellent.
it's excellent.
Perfect. Perfect. Dirty word. Dirty word. Dirty word.
See, I love the word perfect.
Okay, that's fine. You're allowed to.
I love the word perfect because we are all perfect beings in our own
You
ways.
see, you're coming at it from a different context.
I am. I am. I
You're
come at
coming
it
at
from an emotional from
yeah,
an
yes.
emotional stance.
In that context, I agree with the use of the word.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. See, whereas me, I say excellence. And the reason why I say excellence is no matter where you are at, there's always a level higher. There's always a level deeper.
Mm-hmm. There is.
You
I
may or
can
may
agree
not,
with that.
you may or may not get there,
Yep.
and that's okay. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I just literally started year 18 of my process 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had my 17th rebirth day, and then I celebrated. That's what I call it, February 1st every year. And so I started on year 18, and I'm like, this experience has taught me two things and made me realize something else. It's taught me that I'm more powerful than I ever imagined. Since that day when I said I'm going to start walking every day, you want to know how much walking I've done?
I looked at, excuse me, I looked at your website and I could
There,
see, oh, there you go.
72, more than 72,000 miles. If you go take the Earth around the equator, that is almost 2.92 times. If I keep going on my present pace, I'm going to hit 3 in June or July.
Wow. That's
And,
amazing.
and and I'm trying to adjust it so I hit it on my birthday, which is June 18. I'm trying to do that. But and if I don't, I don't. It's okay. But so the fact that I'm able to do that, this is what I did at the age of 66. I walked 5,166 miles. Okay. I started in Los Angeles, almost got within 300 miles of London,
Wow.
and I ended up in the middle of the Atlantic. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing I know how to swim.
Right?
But, and my goal this year is to make it to London. And I
Nice.
know I can do it because I've done it before.
Yeah.
And I do this because I can. I want to see what my limits are. I learned that my limits are nowhere near where I thought they were.
Right. Yeah,
And
we're incredible beings, aren't we?
yes, and now here's where let's translate this to other people. If I am more powerful than I ever imagined, so is everyone else. I am no more special than you. You are no more special than me. We are all special. You are more powerful than you ever imagined. Learn that, know that, believe it. And if once you start believing it, ask yourself, what are you going to do with that knowledge?
Mm.
Which leads me to the third thing, which is if I'm capable of doing all these things that I've done, what else am I capable of doing that I haven't done yet?
Isn't that amazing?
That I should start doing right now. And that's what I'm working on right now. All these projects, all this stuff, that's
Yeah.
what this is. And it's going to grow and it's going to expand and it's going to change lives.
It
My
is.
goal, and I have big goals. I want to change. I don't even know if I should share my goals with you because you're definitely going to think I'm nuts.
I won't think you're nuts.
I might be one of those people you call a blessed lunatic.
Nope.
But no, I want to change. I want to help people. I want to help change millions of lives.
Good.
I think
Good.
we
I think
can.
we're all here to do that.
Yes, we are. It's our privilege to
And
do so.
it can be done in the smallest of things to the biggest of things.
Absolutely. You're right.
So, Stanley, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. Is there anything that you want the listeners to hear or to know that we didn't touch on?
Closing message. You've got this. This is your time.
I love that. And where can they find you?
Thewayofexcellence.com.
Wayofexcellence.com, and it will be in the show notes, and all your socials will be there as well.
Yes, and on that website, at the bottom, there's a link where you can use to contact me if you want. All my books are available for free download. There's tons of videos. Takes you through the whole system, teaches you everything. And there's a second link at the bottom. If you're interested in weight loss, you can go to my sister website called the Million Pound Weight Loss Challenge that takes you there. And it's a different site. It's a registration site. It's free, but you have to register. And the reason why I made it a registration site was I wanted to be able to control who goes on there and what they do.
Right.
I wanted to create a safe space for people who want to lose weight. I didn't want to create a space for trolls to go troll people trying to lose weight.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so
Stanley,
you're,
thank you so much.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Metamorphosis Project podcast. I hope today's episode brought you inspiration, joy, and a spark of empowerment. Remember, transformation is an incredible journey, and every single step you take towards self-care and healing brings you closer to the life you truly desire. If this episode uplifted you, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your support helps us to share this journey of hope, resilience, and joy with many listeners. For more tips, support, and inspiration, come and visit us at designyourexistence.com. Until next time, keep growing, keep healing, and keep shining brightly. You are absolutely worth every bit of love and care you give to yourself. Take care, stay joyful, and be well.